Good morning. It was a scintillating, in fact, I learned a lot from the speeches and whatever the message the Commissioner sir and Chaudhary sir is given. Yeah, I'm not into cybersecurity myself. I'm leading the AI team. So maybe I will take a little twist in the security point of view and how AI is bringing the type of concerns and whatever advantages it brings both ways for next 15-20 minutes. Maybe because of the time and other things, I will not go too deep technical, but anywhere required, I can be reachable. If you see this slide, right, it's a fantastic galaxy or maybe a lot of stars. Do you see anything else you can visualize here? Any guess? Yeah, networks is one thing. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for me, being from AI, I could see that number of AI models coming these days. We don't even identify how many stars are born and getting, how many stars are disappearing. But from night to morning, I could see at least a lot of social, Twitter messages, everything. Some chai GPT to coffee GPT to some so GPTs are coming up. So it's a good one way, and also there is a concern the other way, right? So how this works, all these AI models, and what is this advantage to me, what is disadvantage to me, I don't know as a layman actually, right? Maybe as a technical person, I may be aware, but as a layman, I'm not aware. So let's take a little bit on this point front. So AI is there from long time. It's not that newly happened, starting from 1940s or maybe before that. At least I could see it. None of these slides are mine. This content is taken from the browsing somewhere, so all the references are given. So 1940 onwards, AI is there, but in between a lot of gaps, like we call AI winters in some places, where people thought that AI is going to die. It's impossible to mimic or recreate human brain, right? But time and again, there are a lot of technical advantages happen, like maybe inventing the computing, like we are hearing about quantum computing, like a GPU or NPU now going to quantum computing. Computing has given a major boost for AI. And also a lot of algorithms like a deep learning or whatever it is, it gave different boost, and that's how we are surviving. And till last 3 years, it was like a very kind of structured AI was there, kind of structured. Even though we are hearing about generative part, but that was little kind of storytelling. But now suddenly we see that everybody is talking on generative AI, right? It become like if I don't know generative AI, I'm kind of layman in the technology or layman in the even knowledge point of view, right? Now, even if a person doesn't know AI, also they're putting AI like in their name boards in the companies. So AI has its own advantages, as we all know. AI is brought to improve the life of people, organizations, or maybe the kind of set of operations to automate, to improve the productivity. It's been used in everywhere. It is a list very small, but we can envisage wherever it can be used. Starting from healthcare to military to anywhere, AI can be used. And also, you can see that how things are moving, what are the mainly information technology to financing everywhere. Of course, it brings, wherever data AI involved, there is a leakage also involved. That's where we are hearing about cybersecurity, losing the privacy, all the data point of view. So I'll talk more about how the recent threats we have been seeing, right? Deepfake or deep voice, cloning of the voice, we are hearing about. So when I see the keeping myself away from AI technology, if I see the news articles like anybody can mimic your voice and call people, suddenly you may get call and ask, hey, how are you doing? Can I get some money? Something like that. It's happening. It's not a story now. In fact, I myself got not AI voice cloning, but suddenly I got one message from Facebook, exactly cloning my friend's face, profile, everything, and asking, hey, can you send me 5,000 rupees? I'm urgently required. I was kind of surprised why this fellow is asking me in Facebook Messenger. He's one call away from me. He can always pick me and call. It's like a 10 years relation. I just called him, hey, what happened? Why you want money, 5,000? I said, I did not ask you. Then I shown him the profile. It's exactly everything. All his detail, lifelong, full profile is there. Then we complained, and he sent a message to all the groups and saying that don't give. By the time that fellow asked 3-4 more people about money, it all happened. So why I'm saying all these things is about, these are the coin words we are kind of hearing, right? This is a word cloud of what AI can bring, or good or bad. So it's all self-explanatory. So more about, I'll talk more on the safety and security point of view, privacy point of view, next few minutes. And also, when I come to safety, what we are hearing about personal safety or maybe the data safety, but there is a other kind of dimensions there. That's about safety of the environment. AI can bring its own damage there. There are a lot of studies are happening. We'll see a little bit on that. So, and why now suddenly this became more threat, right? Earlier, the data what we used to take for AI modeling, it used to be a little bit of maybe some 10K hours of speech in speech models, or maybe kind of some little bit of chunk of data for the language models or vision models. Now with the kind of generative AI or large language model, the name itself talks about large language models, right? It's a huge, huge amount of data. Everything across the world, information is being trained, including wiki or whatever information. Nobody knows what is going on, and nobody knows what is correct, what is wrong in this world. And when that early fashion days of when the GPT, I don't want to name any company here because I myself from Samsung, it doesn't make sense to call any company, including my company. So one of the early generative AI model came, I asked, hey, can you tell me my profile? Can you show, just as like asking people write me essay or something, right? I asked, can you tell my profile? In fact, I did not fully tell my name also. That fellow gave me complete my profile information, which I cannot make myself for job security, job searching actually. It took all my LinkedIn data, Facebook data, Twitter data, everything, and made a complete profile with my photo and gave me. I was kind of shocked actually. So that means how much data being churned into that is little worry. And that makes the responsible AI is a topic that comes into picture. It's not that we are not working on the large language models, but there is a kind of narrow line, what is ethical, what is not ethical. We need to be very careful on that point of view. Doing AI and large language models is important. Even India side also we are doing. A lot of startups started doing, and many companies have started now. Even Indian government, I could read that they are also kind of going into large language models. And we met even recently Bashni CEO and also a lot of people, how to build the AI for how Samsung can help and do something orbit. But ethicalness is important here. We cannot take just like what we should take. We should not take it from the user. Right? So now there are two ways of, if I go, I won't go technical details, but I will go very ethical data balancing point of view. There are two ways of data plays a picture in AI point of view. One is the training side level, second is the generation level, right? What I can take data for training, that makes a lot of difference, right? Whether I'm taking the personal data of the users, I'm taking kind of general data, and how I'm training the models. And second is, while generating point of view, am I generating any biases? There are a lot of incidents happen. People got offended when some like Black Lives Matter or that type of situations, right? Or if somebody is stressed and asking the chatbots, hey, I'm feeling stressed. If the chatbot responds, you don't have any other choice, then suicide. What to do, right? So there is a lot of biases we need to handle during the generation point of view. How unbiased generation has to happen, and how do we more, if you don't know anything, be honest enough saying that I don't know, than being hallucination, right? Going to the hallucination state. You should not tell something like, probably you should do something. That's not the way AI should behave, right? And being transparent. I don't know anything, I don't know anything. That's be honest on the AI point of view. So these factors, if I take from Samsung point of view, till now we are into the structured, as of today, we are into structured AI generation, but probably even if we go to the large language models, we are going to be structured. So the idea is that we will be having our own human power to check every data, whatever we are, every response what we give. And also we kind of curtail the process. I'll tell, there is a kind of pre-processing, post-processing we do on the response, what to generate and what to take the data, right? And if you take some more things, most of the data leakage can happen in two places, right? When one is about the device, because as we are hearing that 800 to, I don't know how many millions of devices are happening, Samsung being one of the largest device supplier. Data can leakage from the device, whatever you save profile or whatever you store in your own social apps or maybe the general apps, right? And also data can leakage while transferring from data from device to cloud, if cloud is not properly secured, or in between client to cloud, if there is a proper leakage in the networks, what we call in cybersecurity kind of, right? So here, if you see that, one of the probable approach we see is from Samsung point of view, being a kind of responsible company, we believe we should take data only if there is a need to take data with the consent from user. Right? We have our own military-grade NOx portal, NOx security portal, right? If any Samsung phone. So if user wanted to say that I don't want this data to go anywhere, data stays in the device and it will be NOx protected. Nobody can, even any apps cannot take it. Of course, we cannot protect the data if some third-party apps or from Play Store apps we take it, right? So our intention is that, can we bring AI as close as to user? Can the AI sit, whatever necessity for the user, something like a financial, something like my personal call, something like my messages, can I stay near to the user? I don't want to send any data of user to the network, any outside too, so that it won't leak out. So we call it as also, even if some data goes to server, we do the depersonalization. We make it anonymous. No numbers or nothing will go to our cloud. And user get a kind of consent. Any point of time, he can audit it or he can delete it. That's a facility we give it. It's very important to go there. We should be a trustable on that point of view, right? And second is about as the home environment increasing to the multi-devices, can we have the edge computing kind of, and where the data can stay in your edge, if not home. Edge can be your own home TV or can be some Ethernet box or whatever it is. Can data stay at near to you? That's one of the primary focus we do. Of course, in our devices, we do have like if you see recent devices, we have our own kind of protocol where we have secured folder as such together. And if anybody wants to send, put that complete images or anything to security folder, you can move to security folder. So nobody can see it until unless you have fingerprint or password or anything on that, right? So that is one of the things. And as ethical practice, it's very important to tell to the public and as a company, we need to say what is our AI practices. And of course, the more important is walk the talk. If I cannot say something and I cannot do something, right? It's very important there. And we have seen that many companies were ethical, but end of the day, whatever data we put it there will be used somewhere else. You search somewhere for product, 5 minutes later you get a call saying that, do you want this product, I can sell you something like that. So we need to be very ethical on that point of view, right? So if you see Samsung, we have our own ethical page. It's very publicly available. We do publish every AI activity whatever we handle, and we give the values and ethical whatever pledge we do on that. And we ensure that data will not be sent to anybody else, including Samsung. We don't consume that point of view. And second point of view is environment point of view. As the AI models are increasing, right? We may see that this is not immediately impacting me, but if you see the carbon emissions, it is going very wild. That is one of the threat AI is bringing as a things. As I said, for the global good of AI, we need to see how to reduce this impact. Of course, we cannot do like the way anyway, like many other things like electric vehicles, or everybody is impacting. So I should not say even I will impact. So how can I reduce the impact of carbon emission or maybe kind of threats where the GPUs or all the machines we are doing it. So there are kind of cycles. It has been published. Even this data is not mine. So it's been published that some countries CO2 emission is less, some countries it is high, and some places hours of emissions are there. So can we do put the data centers where the carbon emission is kind of low instead of putting the more stress on the places where already being taken, very high stress? And also can we run some kind of cyclic computing sessions where the number of our emissions were less, where in the timing durations on as well, right? So, and also if you see that, there is something called a CO2 based computing actually. So we need to now assess how much carbon this computing happens and how to reduce this computing point of view. So as we anyways trying to solve the data security, but also we need to see about the environment point of view. So what it's not that Samsung or any company, this is just a theoretical point of view, right? We need to see how to reduce the same outcome can come with less computing, right? Can we do the more and more pruning of the parameters, models, so that I can get the same outcome, but I don't need to be too much large language models. It's not fashion that 70 billion, 1 lakh crores or whatever it is, right? Can I get the same thing, same outcome with the smaller models so that impact is less? And also can I have a kind of tailored approach on that point of view? That's one of the approach is happening there, right? So it also brings the kind of ethicalness into that. So if I put into the summary of what I'm going to see from my perspective point of view, so as a responsible company or responsible individual or as a org or whatever it is, right? I'll give you examples what can be a way to go. It's my personal opinion. So if it's again, you can easily see that, right? So as a chatbots, can we respond only to what is asked? We don't need to hallucinate or something like that. And what type of measures we need to take on the data balancing point of view, data pruning point of view, and what type of data to take it, and what type of data to model, what generation response we have to generate. And can I listen what a user want to say to you? So there are a kind of not recent, maybe a few years back, there was a lot of noise came that some devices here at home started listening the conversation, personal conversations, all these things. Can I take care of some kind of precautions in the modeling itself or AI development itself? If user doesn't want to speak something, don't listen to that or don't even bother about it. Just only take the part of data what user wants to give you and respond back what user need to get it from you, right? So we have some kind of techniques we do kind of, for example, if you take a chatbots, we wake up like the way Alexa, Siri or Google, we also wake up when user wants to wake up, and we close the session when user completes the talk. Actually, we don't listen going forward. And all these things happens in the device. So we being a responsible AI company, we follow strictly on this point of view. And if you see that one, most important is that use the data what is given, right? If we don't do that, the respect will be lost actually as an organization. Tomorrow people will not believe any company. So we being from Samsung, we want to be very strict on that. So if we give a kind of every application or everything, we have a consent to be taken. Even user screen has to be read, we give a consent. Hey, we are going to take this data and this data will stay with you in the device, but still we are going to use it for some kind of recommendations. If you don't want, we don't take it. So there is kind of proper information will be given, and we don't give that data to any other third-party companies or anything, right? We are not in the business of selling the data for some purpose on that, right? And main thing is that even the suggestions, as I said, you search somewhere and suddenly you see the advertisement of that product or things, too much of enthusiasm and proactive, how can we arrest that, right? Don't even be proactive and tell something to user until unless he asks me something to do that. And this is very important, otherwise next time onwards, user won't be with a particular organization or particular product because it is difficult to do that. And second thing is that how can we put the human into the place? We call it as a human check at the last moment, right? How biases can be checked and how can be natural in our AI responses point of view. And how can we make, as a guideline point of view, confidence should be maintained and all these things. So that's how we believe AI should be considered from the safety point of view. and happy that we are contributing from our side on the digital trust to have ensured that happen. Let's work together on this point of view. Thank you very much. If any questions, I'm happy to answer. Yeah.
Hi, so myself, Kshitij. I just wanted to ask you, Samsung has come up with...
Can you please little louder? I'm still not able to hear.
Okay. Myself, Kshitij, I just wanted to ask, Samsung has come with a lot of innovative technologies over the year. They are the leader in a lot of things. Bixby was one of your products. So do you think AI learning, machine learning will be, as a product consumer, we'll be able to access that in the future? There'll be revival of some of the old products with... So Bixby was one of your products,
Yeah.
right? And like that, you have so many innovative products over the years. My question was, do you see the revival of those products with the AI learning module now that you have more computational power, more understanding, better language modules and stuff?
Yeah, okay. Samsung, first priority is a product-centric company, right? We make products, and we build software for the product to enrich. We are not the software services company to be first priority, right? So any softwares you see or any services we see in the Samsung is to enrich the product and user experience, be it a wallet, Bixby, or whatever it is, right? So in fact, Bixby is my own baby. Cautiously or consciously, we wanted to keep AI to the level what user wants it. We don't want to be over-anxious, as I said before. It's not a big issue to make it to be over curiosity chatbot, right? I can respond anything, but am I the correct person to respond on that, right? I'm not worried about world knowledge or anything, what is happening. Maybe I'll do that when I'm confident to do, right? But my interest for the AI in Samsung is people who buy the product is enjoying the product. Can I able to give the services product requires? Can I able to give the experience product provides? Suppose if I have it Samsung TV or Samsung mobile or Samsung watch or Buds or whatever it is, can AI, including Bixby, help them to get a better experience? That's the main purpose that we are serving it. Of course, we also have plans to go to the, I said, the terms of large language model, generative AI, all these things, but we do very cautiously and very responsible way. We are not bothering to provide that AI services just for the money point of view, right? We want people, product, who are having trust on us to be first fulfill that. So the next is about how we don't need to compete with any AI companies here. We need to compete on the product point of view, user point of view, right? So yeah, we do have capability to go very advanced in the technology. It's not that we don't have. And we do have a capability to make a large language model, generative everything. But we are cautious, and we do come with that when there is a perfect understanding and confidence on us that it won't make any threat to the user when you buy a product, right? Thank you.